Hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. Good times with Scar here, and welcome back to the wonderful worlds of Hermits and Crafting. And we're piloting on into Pirate Cove here, and look at this place. Like, I'm so happy with everything coming out. We've got, wait, do we have a name for this place? I just remembered. I don't know if we do. I'm going to call it Spire Rock for now. And then we got Black Sands Island and Treasure Island down at the end there. And we're going to be working over on the island adjacent to Treasure Island. We're going to be building the epic of all mines there, and it's going to be amazing today. So very excited about that. So we'll hop off the Jelly Dugger. And look at that, guys. Look at that. Scarf has full range of his neck once again. Look at that. I told him to do those exercises, and he did them. See? It's all about persistence. Anyway, Concord profits for the week. Oh, beautiful. There we go. Very nice. I love profits. Best thing of the day. So let's swim on into the cave, and I've got a confession, guys. Not only are the convicts back, but the chest monsters are back. The chest monsters from season 5 are back, haunting us once again. And we've pretty much outgrown this cave, sadly. So in the next couple of days, I'm going to start planning a bigger, more immersive base location to store all of our wares and our hammock and things along those lines. But over the weekend on Twitch, we got a little bit crazy and we went off into the end and got some amazing loot. Like, look at all those shulker boxes and elytras and a whole bunch of rare gems. Look at that gold, guys. Look at that pirate gold. That is a beautiful thing. And of course, a bunch of tools. Now, something sad happened, actually. After the stream, I got a little greedy, as pirates often do, and I went back into the end, and I was having a good time, and I died. It was really sad. I was hit multiple times by shulkers, sending me high into the air, and I got a little bored. I honestly was up there for a good, 2 minutes. I've been hit so many times, and I just started looking at my phone, and eventually wore off, and I fell and died and lost everything. So it's taken me a long time to build stuff back up. So we have a decent pickaxe now. We have an okay sword. Actually, that's a great sword. Never mind. I just need to put mending on it. But we actually got this sword in our battle in the end on stream, and I was able to upgrade it a little bit. We were able to get ourselves an elytra and mending, and I was able to start working on some decent armor once again. But we still don't have an axe and a shovel because I still have those in my inventory for some dumb reason. Oh man, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. That was dumb of me. And if you guys want to cheer me up, a like rating would be very much appreciated. I mean, I just can't believe I lost all that. And plus, I had a whole bunch more shulker shells and a bunch of other treasures that lost in the end. Someday somebody will find it. Oh, I just remembered. We lost the bow. That really powerful bow we had. Okay, it's fine. Let's just put that all behind us. It's all going to go behind us because we're going to be moving forward today with a whole bunch of super awesome things. So first thing we need to do, we need to head off to the shopping district, and there's a new shop there that I want to be a customer of. Ah, wonderful. Here is the shop we are going to be a patron of, and that, of course, is the IOU Cub store. So apparently, you can buy IOUs from CubFan, and this is kind of amazing. So Cub owes you, buy one today. Need a favor? Authentic IOUs. Beautiful. So how much are these things? So they're 8 diamonds for a Cub IOU. Please read shopping before buying. Okay, I like it. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy 2 of these. We're going to try to sell back one of them to him, and he's going to be like, okay, I'm going to pay a ton of diamonds to buy this back from you so I don't have to do any IOUs. And then we have one in the pocket for later. There we go. That's the way of the pirate, my friends. And also falling in hot tubs, which actually I like this. Actually, this is pretty nice right here. The one, the only Azuma has created one of the best builds of the season so far, and that is the marquee leading into the modern district and the reverse leading into the shopping district. And he said this was inspired by Roller Coaster Tycoon, one of the greatest, if not the greatest video game ever created, right? Right? Can we get some Roller Coaster Tycoon hype in the chat? Like, look at that thing. It looks super cool. You did a fantastic job on it. Nailed the perspective. I love the curve. Like, that's really difficult to do, and he nailed that. Super cool. But, my friends, this gives me inspiration. I want to try my hand at one of the marquees on the island. So we've got industrial, we've got pirate, we've got medieval, we've got futuristic. Let me know what marquee I should try. So in the comments, hashtag the district and an idea for one. I was thinking for myself, I was like, what could I do? Maybe a solar system going into futuristic. So yeah, let me know in the comments. You vote which marquee we should try, because I don't know, that inspired me greatly. So let's fly right over Captain EO's ghost. EO? Not EO. That's an old Disneyland attraction. Captain Etho. I just turned Etho into Michael Jackson from Captain EO. But anyway, so in here, guys, we've got Rendog's shop. He did such a good job with this log, or stump, actually, to be more correct. And he's got the smooth wood, or the non-barked version. I love that. That's really cool. It looks like, it's freshly like sliced off. Really, really cool. But anyway, this thing is going to be useful because we're going to need a ton of woods. But I wonder how much this place is. Let's see. 2 diamonds or 1 gem per stack. Oh, that's kind of expensive. But it's useful. We're going to need a whole bunch of this. So I'm going to come back here in a little bit and stock up on some wood. But one of the main reasons we're here, not just for Cubs IOUs, but to find a location for our redstone shop, our parody of an Apple store. So I think this location right here is going to be perfect. So this is kind of a thoroughfare of like the high-end shops. You got iTrade, you got Tango's Boom Boom shop over there with the rockets. And then I don't know what this is. Let's explore this for a moment here. This looks like it is reserved for Azuma. Okay, so yeah, I think this is going to be a perfect spot for it. Our shop's going to be fairly large, so I think it fits in with some of these bigger shops right here. So yeah, this is the future home of the redstone shop, a parody of Apple. Not think different, but think, we need to think of a motto. Think original, think outside, think blocky. Ooh, I like that. But we got to come up with a good motto for the shop. But yeah, this is going to be the location. It's going to be amazing. But let's head back to Pirate Isle because we have tons of work to do today. One thing I'd like to do on a live stream coming up on Twitch is build a dock over here, very similar to what we did on Treasure Island. Now we're over at the enchanter so that we can enchant a new axe because, well, we lost our other axe. So we're up here in the hull of the ship and we'll put that on in there. And it looks like, oh, the carpet blocks those enchanters. Okay, well, we're going to have to think of a new way to light this area up now. Ooh, efficiency 4, very nice. And fortune, that is the exact tool we lost. So we need to put unbreaking on here. But I do know that we have a really, really nice shovel back at the base. So let's grab that and get unbreaking on here. And there we go. We've got our unbreaking tool and we'll slide on over to the anvil. This anvil is definitely going to break. Ah, it still has another use. Very nice. Let's go over here and let's see. So that's fortune unbreaking, efficiency. Oh, ooh, efficiency unbreaking on that one. Very nice. Ooh, silk touch on this one. I wonder how we could do this because I want this and let's see. Well, that's protect. Wait, that's pants. You can't get protection on a shovel. That's for your pants. But that is unbreaking on it. Well, that has efficiency 3 on it. What if we did this? What if we threw these 2 in there, boom and a bam, and then we slide over to our boxes, and I bet I have an efficiency 3 book that we can put on here. Oh, dang, I should have looked before I did that. Yeah, that's sharpness. Okay, I thought I had an efficiency 3 book in here, but I don't, unfortunately. I have an efficiency 2. But that's not going to cut it. Now that's an efficiency 4. Whatever. I'm just going to throw this on there just because I need to get going with today's episode. And there we go. 2 nice tools set up and ready to go. And I'm so happy to finally have a silk touch shovel to get all of our grass needs once again. So over here, I've gathered up a whole bunch of stone and equipment for our project today, which we're going to work on finally now. What an absolute beautiful view here on Treasure Island. We have our little tide pool here in the center. The sun setting, well, it was until Wells destroyed the sun. No, just kidding. But anyway, we've got our little island here with gold, and all these little crates here are set up and ready to go to be shipped off of the island with our crane and our dock over here. And what I'd like to do with this dock is what I mentioned earlier, is build something very similar to this over on Spire Rock. And I was even thinking, what if we took the design from the nether, like the nether brick, the spooky stuff, and we built that over on Black Spire Island as if it was kind of like a spooky dock, right? Instead of milk chocolate here, we used nether brick. I think that sounds amazing, right, Scarf? Scarf's like, I don't know. I don't think so. But anyway, let's head over here and start getting going. So what we're going to be working on today, of course, is the temple. So where is all this gold coming from over on Treasure Island? It's coming from a Scar Tekken temple that goes right here. So what we'll have is an entrance to an epic mine inside there, because we're going to need to be doing so much mining in this season for all sorts of different things we're going to be requiring throughout this entire season. So one of the things that I'd like to do here is add a little bit of energy to the build so it's not so static. And by doing that, we're going to have the entrance to the temple up here. And what they've done is the pirates have made a minecart system going down, taking out the gold, and it's going to come out of that little entrance, head over here into a giant pile of gold as that's being crated up and moved over to Treasure Island to be shipped away, right? So you see these minecarts like constantly cycling through the entrances of the temple. And then we'll have like a little entrance over here for ourselves. And I think it'll be really fun, just kind of adding a little energy to the build. And sometimes Minecraft things are so static that if you can add something that moves around, it just adds an extra element to the build that's super fun. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking, well, I had dirt in my inventory at one point. It is barely falling out of my pocket. So we're going to get some dirt and we're going to make a blueprint. So we're going to start lining up the island here. And I wish this island was maybe twice the size it is now, but unfortunately that is not an option because we've got this place looking pretty good. And I don't really want to disturb the blueprint too much. So we're going to make a structural lineup of the design. So we're going to take dirt and kind of get an idea how big the temple is going to be. And I think this is good for not only perspective of the structure, so we're not going to overwhelm the island by this giant temple, but we'll be able to see and kind of like, you know, scale it for the island, and also just not have to build something twice. We'll be able to do it in dirt and see how it looks. And if it doesn't look good, we tear it down, redo it until we get something that's nice. That's why you always build with dirt. Pro tip from Scarf. So let me start working on the lineup and I'll be right back. Just a quick look at the layout of the dirt for the temple here. So as you can see, I'm trying to take away 3 blocks over here because I want to have some room in this area for our pile of gold coming out of the actual temple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it back a little bit closer to the end over here. Also, I'd like to have some more room for some cranes and some more tents that are where the pirates are, you know, taking stuff out. So I'm going to continue to think about, I don't know. I really want to expand this. I made it too small, honestly. Like, this took forever to build, but I honestly wish I would have spent even more time making it bigger because I do have other ideas, like for more cranes, maybe other docks and things along those lines for the area. But this is the process, just back and forth, trying to line it up, looking from afar. Whenever you're making something in Minecraft, always just shoot off and look at it from above and maybe from a distance, because you'll see things in a whole new light. And when you fly back, you're like, oh, I would never have noticed that if I didn't look from afar. So pro tip from Scar to help you with your own builds. After quite a bit of time laying it out, I think we've got a shape for the Scar Tekken pyramid. Now, this is just the basic shape of it. I have a whole bunch of fun things that we're going to add to it once we start putting down our permanent blocks. And of course, we're going to have these little steps on either end of it. Now, one of the modifications that I'm going to keep in mind when I do the real thing is I'd like this layer right here to be 3 blocks high. And I want to have one layer up here just be a single block. That'll help with the forced perspective nature of the entire structure. So I think that's going to be really cool. I cannot wait to see the little minecarts coming out of here and looking like they're dumping off gold and going back under. Oh, it's going to be really, really cool. So what we need to do now is choose the blocks that we're going to use. And also, when we do work on our next episode and we add a whole bunch of like the mechanical aspects to this build, we're going to expand the island a little bit. I decided, I don't know why I do this to myself, honestly, like, but I'm a perfectionist and I have to make it perfect. So we're going to expand the island out in a couple different directions. So we do have more room for the pyramid when it goes off to these sides. And I think that'll be really nice. But I am really, really pleased with this. This is why you do it with dirt. It saves so much time. So quite happy with the basic layout. So let's actually make this thing look better than just a giant pile of dirt. And there is our temple with the first layer of stone applied and ready to go. Now it checks all the boxes that I wanted to do to fix it up from the dirt. So it's higher than the tree line, which is a good thing. And the top is a little bit wider so that we can get our minecarts up there. Now, what we need to do is kind of rebuild the staircase leading up there so we can map that out again and understand kind of how all these blocks are going to be laid. So it looks like we're going to have to make this 1 block wider, which my concern is that it puts us into the tide pool, but I think we might be safe there. Are we? Are we safe? Nah, maybe. We might be able to take down this layer right here for the entrance, and then we can do that on either side like so, and then just fill that on in there with a little bit of smooth stone. Okay. Oh, I actually like that design. See, this pyramid is inspired by like an Aztecan pyramid, right? But we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to turn it into our own interpretation of that. That's how it becomes a Scartecan pyramid from ancient Scartecans out there, you know? Just like Scarian pirates over here. There's the Scartecan, people out there making super awesome pyramids and stuff. All right, let's back up a little bit. And yes, this thing is starting to form out pretty cool. So we need to decide on what kind of material wow, it's getting a little bit laggy. Woo, almost an aqua scar appearance there. So you can start to see how this is going to shape up. So we need to go with materials that we'll use for our stairs leading up to it. Center portion, of course, is where the rail is going to go. So I'm thinking solid blocks in the center right there, and then stairs on the side. So I think that'll look good, and it'll be easy access up into the pyramid. And of course, the minecart coming down and then back over. So yeah, this is starting to come out. Let's work on these stairs. Welcome back, and I've been spending quite a bit of time just staring off into space, trying to figure out how this pyramid is going to be shaped. Now, the challenge is that this is the right height and width of the pyramid that I want it to be. This is how I want it to be, but like I said, the island's too small. So I was trying to figure out if I put the staircases on the back and the front over here, this would look nice. And I think overall this would be the more aesthetical superior design, I guess would be the right word, because on this side it's unique, it's flat and you could do some unique windows on either end and then the staircases over here. But I think if we want to achieve all that we want to do with this, putting the staircases on either end and on the front and back makes sense, because we'll be able to do the minecarts coming out this way and expand the island to make up where they're processing all the treasures that's coming out of the mine. And then this pathway over here is just our walking pathway into the mine. That's how we get down there, of course. So the reason why this side won't work for the minecart is there's just plain not enough room over here. We're still going to have to move this palm tree right here. And I've already taken 2 of them down on that side, or 1, I think it was. So there's just not enough room on this side. So I think that's the plan finally. It's taken a little bit of time, and that's a bit of the challenge when you've created something of nothing, right? In the middle of the ocean. If we were just on land, this would be super easy, but we have to make our own land here. So we're just like a volcano. We're like a volcano creating our own land. So yeah, I think this is the right way of doing it. So I'm going to start expanding this island ever so slightly out this way, so it'll accommodate everything we want over here. Don't know why I do it to myself, but we're destroying the island and rebuilding it so we have more room for the different things that we want to add. In the end, this is going to be a better deal. It's just painful to tear out all the work that we did on this island, but it's okay, because this is going to be amazing when we're done. So down below here, hey, how are you out of the water? Shouldn't you be in the water or you're dying? I don't know how that works. Anyway, so we're going to take the cobblestone right here. We're going to start extending it out so we have something to lay down the sand. Now, there's a ton of sand and sandstone half slabs along here. We're going to try to excavate as much of that as possible to then be reused on the new sandy shore that we're going to build over here. So we're going to try to get this relatively the same as before. So we'll get out our sand, and then we're going to lay it down like so. So there's a nice little sandy beach. And of course, you guessed it, grab out our half slabs and then build these pieces downward like so. And by doing that, we're going to have a whole new section to work with, and we're going to be able to put more pirate like tents and maybe more cranes like lifting, like maybe ancient statues into crates. Oh, it'll be fantastic. So yeah, but it is a lot of work. I don't know why I do that to myself, but it's for the greater design. That's what I tell myself. All right, guys, let me start working on this island. An hour and a half later, I think we've got a design that I'm happy with. I've rebuilt this island, and there are so much more bits of room here for us to work with. You'll notice that the slope off that goes into the water that we built with the half slabs is not on the new section down here yet. That's because that's really time consuming, and I want to spend that time working on the pyramid. So, detailing it and all that good stuff. So quite happy with it. Now, I've changed the plans again for the 10,000th time. So my current plan is this. We're going to keep this staircase most likely right here, and we're going to put staircases now on the left and right. Originally, I was going to move this staircase over there, take the back staircase and move it on to that right side, and then leave this side blank in the back. But I think I'm going to do it all the way around. This is the main entrance into the pyramid. It's going to have a little bridge that goes across this other island, but it's broken and it's destroyed. It's because it's an ancient temple. So I think that'll be fun to have like a broken bridge that leads right up into the walkway there. So I think that'll be nice. Maybe you like hop, skip, and jump some rocks to get across. I think that'd be really fun. You know, the rocks would be former pieces of the bridge. So I think that's a good design. And then you go inside, and then on these two sides over here, that's where like the minecarts go in and out. And there we go. It took a long time. And what I love about the series so far in season 6 is I've not overly planned things before I jumped into it, just taken an idea and evolved it together in the video. I don't know if you guys like that or not, you know, like heavily plan it out and then go for it. Or do you like to see a process, you know, some trial and error and eventually come to something? I like this process right now. It's fun because there's a huge like feeling of accomplishment when you finally like broken a challenge, and it's fun to do that on a video rather than pre-plan it out. The Scar-Tekken pyramid is starting to take shape, and I think it's starting to look pretty cool. Now, the left and the right side are slightly different because I'm trying to work on a couple different designs, and one of these has the, what is this? The half slab on top of the stair on this side, and over here, it's more of like just one half below it, if that makes sense. I like this one a little bit more because I think there's something we could do with these little bands of smooth stone that go across here, and maybe even like cut it out. Wait, hold on. Let me do it this way. Something like that could look cool too in a way, but this one's also a nice strong contender. I like that design also. This one has a slightly smoother design all the way up. This one has a little bit more space in between it. This one almost looks a little bit more Asian influenced in terms of the sharp angles. So that's something to keep in mind with that design. This one's just a little bit smoother all the way up to the top. And now if we were to shoot ourselves up and into the air, we could kind of look down, and I think it's looking pretty cool. The basic shape from high above looks more Aztecan than say what we did in the UHB, which was a combination of a couple different designs, which became the Scar-Tekken pyramid. But I think we can evolve this even further than it is now. I'd like to add some dispensers in here. Things like that I think would look really, really cool. As for the stairs coming outwards, we definitely need to start working on that and adding something fun. I think maybe one of them might be destroyed, like crumbled away and is unfunctionable anymore. Might do that on the right side of it. I hear a zombie and it's freaking me out. But yeah, this is fun. We'll find our way through this and make this look pretty cool. So give me some more time. The Scar-Tekken pyramid is starting to form a little bit. I'm getting a little more confident in the design. I think once we got this top piece built here and then all the details surrounding it, the next phase of the design is, you know, kind of sneaking in a little bit of crumble rock. And of course that would be cobblestone and non-polished anderite. That's a new one. Gotta get some anderite in there. Gotta get some andesite. And then I wish I had some vines to create some mossy cobble and some mossy stone, but unfortunately I don't have those. But I can make cracked brick, so that'll be easy to do. But I do like this. I think it's coming out fun. Maybe like this is the walkway we spoke about a moment ago. That's the one that's crumbled away and is breaking. And maybe there's a tree coming out of one side. I think it might be nice. Eventually we'll get like cranes and stuff like that. And I think it would be cool to have like statuary and things like that they're putting on boats. Anyway, so what do we need to do next besides adding like the details and stuff like that? I think the top needs something fun at the very top there. I'm not 100% sure what that might be. And I need to start planning the railroad or the minecart track that'll go through here. I've got some in a box now, so we just got to start planning that. So yeah, I think we're getting there. Just a few more details and the Scar-Tekken temple will be finished. Finally starting to get the landscape installed and those fine little details surrounding our temple looking super fancy. So one of the things that I've done up here is remove these stairs, right? So there was a row of stairs all the way around there, and I've put these pieces right here. So originally it was something like that, And well, not that. Hold on. There we go. So it was like that. So I removed those two pieces and removed that. Now, the reason I removed that is it's a pet peeve in Minecraft. If you kind of cut a pillar block like this in half, it just looks kind of ugly. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut that off, add something like that, and it's all cleaned up and ready to roll, looking super fancy. And I'm loving every minute of it. So we'll cut those two pieces off, and that just cleans it up, makes it look a lot nicer. Now, one of the big challenges that we still have with the build is this thing up here. I might actually lower it down by another block because it's starting to look maybe just a little too tall. So we'll work on that a little bit. And if we jump on down, you can see that I'm starting to, till up the ground a little bit, adding some depth, some detail here. I love adding the vines and breaking the different blocks a little bit as we kind of snake the vines throughout the entire build. So yeah, I think that's starting to make a huge impact. Now, of course, the palm trees need to be installed and eventually take this design and bring it all the way around the beach. But I'll probably hold off on that a little bit longer because I'd like to put more time into the landscape here because I think that's one of the big changes that's been positive for it. And a little bit of rocks, we don't have those anymore. And of course, getting those palm trees is going to make a huge, huge difference for the entire build. So that's our main challenge, and that's what I'm going to work on now, is the top hat on the pyramid. And the Scar Tekken pyramid is now just about done. We've got the top finished out. We've got some palm trees starting to be installed here. Now, I'm not going to get too crazy with the palm trees yet because there's a lot more stuff to build out here in our next episode where we start adding all the pirate stuff. But there we go. And what I mean by it's not 100% done because I may make a few little modifications to the top here after I wake up in the morning. And the reason being is that sometimes when you go to sleep, especially when you're working on a creative project type thing, you see things in a whole new light in the morning. And I really like it, but I just feel like there might be something else we could do at the top there. And I think a nice night of sleep will definitely allow us time to think and process that out. But I'm also loving this thing. And yeah, so let's head up here. So I think the ground is looking pretty good. Once we get the pirate stuff down, I think it'll really come to life. And when we head up to the top here, we're going to have all sorts of really cool stuff on how to get into the mines from up there. And we can head out the staircase here. And eventually we'll have our kind of Scar Tekken design going across there, the old bridge that's crumbled away. And seriously, all flowers must go. How did you escape the flower crusher? All right, there we go. So yeah, I think that's looking really fantastic. A few little details still I'd like to add is maybe a few little bricks like that and that one there scattered around there. And I think that'll look fantastic. And docks and cranes and other little statuary pieces throughout the area will really make this place come to life. And there we go, guys. So thank you so very much for following along today as we built the Scar Tekken Temple down below here. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch videos. And if you believe the video deserve a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. And don't forget to subscribe because you may just become scarred for life.